hot yoga problems. Oh yeah, I got them. This is the Outer Banks edition of Hot Yoga Problems. I'm in the Outer Banks of North Kakalaki for a few days, enjoying a little R&R. Oh man, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you particularly observe. Woo! I like to maintain the practice even when I'm out of town. And I got a little joint down here I like to hit up when I'm in North Kakalaki in the OBX. It's a place called OBX Hot Yoga. They don't play games with that name, man. Sweating. North Kakalaki, OBX Hot Yoga. If you're ever in Kitty Hawk, Nag's Head, Duck, Corolla, wherever else is in this neighborhood, that's the joint right there. Woo! It is hot. They do not risk being sued of false advertising. OBX Hot Yoga brings the heat. They have these machines, man, these like panels. And you know me, my preference is to be in the corner, and I like to be in the front corner near a mirror so I can see what's going on. When I take my glasses off, I can't see. It's particularly important to be able to have a sense of your proximity when you are in a foreign land, as I am today. So I get there early. I was the first in the door. I love it. Dude, man, just because I'm in a different place doesn't mean my behaviors don't adapt to the situation. Oh. But of course, it's a different experience. You know, I'm so accustomed to my local studio there in North Arlington, Virginia, the Core Power C2 is the class I've been hitting up like crazy. I just got my year in review. I'm gonna have to tweet that out. I had a great year, even though I had a terrible year personally. The passing of my mother, my father-in-law, other calamities that befell me. I did a lot of yoga, man. I did like almost 85 or 86 sessions this year. But that includes, oh dude, I just got a little thing on my watch. I got to end my workout. I get 15 extra minutes of credit. That's cool. I like that. It's okay. It's all going to balance out. I'm going to eat that later. Don't worry. That's one thing. When you're down in Outer Banks, you just got to eat. The food is unbelievable. The restaurants in Duck are just insane. I can't pick a favorite. Was there a problem today? No, it's not a hot yoga problem. It's like a Rob Raffety problem. My perception of the yoga experience will vary from location to location. And I get accustomed to a certain style or type of experience. And I gotta say, you know, we're in the dirty South. It's like North Carolina, but it's on the border of South Carolina. So it's like, you know, it's the dirt. It's kind of like the mildly unkempt South. It's not the dirty. It's just, you know, it's getting there. The one thing about the South is they're just slower. It's a slower pace. It's a slower life. This is all, of course, stereotypes, and you should avoid those to the extent that they can be harmful. But nevertheless, there is a stereotype about the South, kind of the mosey, right? Like, oh, I'm going to mosey on down. I'm just saying that is cool. Like, there's more chill. It's more laid back. People aren't it's not such a rat race. It doesn't feel like it to me. And that extends to the yoga experience. The yoga experience is a little more mellow. I can't tell you how many times the yogi instructor reminded me in the class that All of her calls for poses are optional. This is your experience. Do what your body needs. If you want to relax, go into child's pose, lay on your back, do your thing. If you want to get crazy with the cheese whiz, do some upside down inversions, man. Do some flying abaguchis, whatever your heart's content. And I mean, I understand that's true for all classes, but they really emphasize it here. And then people take advantage. There are people that are just off in their own world, doing their own flow, doing their own jam. Backflips, upside down, handstand, star poses, whatever. We're just doing some basics, and there's people like Cirque du Soleil. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's okay though. It's all good. It doesn't affect me. I just observe it. I soak it in. I'm more of a rule follower, right? I obey the yogi. She's like forward fold, halfway lift, chaturanga, rise. You know, all the normal things. I'm just doing what she says. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm not going to deviate. The one place I deviate, and I'm very proud to deviate, and there's a technical term for it, which I cannot recall because my memory's shot, is when you're in a chaturanga, chimichanga, and you do a push-up, but you keep one leg up. What is that called? Dang, man, it's a thing. I'm good at that. I love doing that. I love hitting that one-legged plank, push-up. Oh, yeah. Domination. Was it domination? It wasn't necessarily an exhausting flow, but boy, it's hot in there. They jack the heat up. It's much hotter down here than it is up north. I like that experience. Frankly, it's gonna spoil me a little bit. I can take a lot of heat. Now, the hottest you'll ever get, I think, is that, what's that one called? It's an hour and a half. It's very structured. It's probably the original hot yoga. There's a dude who got all in trouble. He was like a bad guy, ultimately, sexual predator and such. They made a Netflix movie about him. You know what I'm talking about, people. If you're into yoga, you know this. It's a particular type of hot yoga. And it's a very prescribed flow. So if you do this anywhere in the world, you know what you're going to get. It's like 90 minutes of the same 26 sequences. It's a thing. I wouldn't lie to you. It's a thing, I promise. And that stuff is hot. They don't joke around. They're seriously trying to murder people in that situation, I think. You have to sign a lot of waivers before you take one of those classes. This wasn't quite at that level, but I will say what's interesting, as chill as she was, like, you know, whatever pose, you strike a pose as you feel inspired, listen to your body, this is your practice, right? But there's one rule, but she did say please, so it wasn't like an instruction, it wasn't like it was a militant, but I do think she was pretty serious about it. She's like, just please do not leave the room at any time. Wow. So I gotta be trapped in here. I guess if I had a panic attack or something, I just gotta curl up in a fetal position and cry myself to sleep. But I respect it. And nobody violated that. It just raises the question of agency. Like, if I wanted to walk out of that class, if I felt uncomfortable at any minute, if I started getting heart palpitations, if I started getting shortness of breath, if my eyes started having those issues like they used to have, little spots, I think I'm having a stroke, my mind starts going places, I'm probably going to bust out of the studio. Would that ruin everyone else's experience? This is how pathetic I am on some margin. Such a, I would say, people pleaser. Someone who doesn't want to inconvenience others, even strangers. I get anxious when I'm like going through a drive-through and I'm taking too long to get my food. It's not even my fault. I just ordered normal food, but they took so long to get it. The person behind me, looking at their watch, they're impatient. It's like, it's not me, bro. You want me to pull up and let this dude in? Like, I'm just, where is that coming from? Why am I trying to be a pacifist in all my life? How do I get stronger about making other people uncomfortable? I'm not good at that. It's just not my jam, man. You can't change your nature. You can't really change a tiger's stripes. A tiger doesn't change its stripes. That's the saying. Is it correct? Is that correct? Is that true? But you can teach a dog new tricks. So tigers and dogs have different approaches to evolution, I guess. I don't know. Where does that come from? The tiger doesn't change its stripes. But can you paint new stripes on the tiger? Can you make new stripes for the tiger? That's what I'm talking about. The tiger might not have a say in this situation. What if other people want to put new stripes on a tiger? They tie him up, they shoot him with a tranquilizer, paint some swirlies on there, maybe rainbow colors. I don't know, man. It's 2024. Tigers don't discriminate. A tiger don't change its stripes, but you can change a tiger's stripes if you trank it. Shoot it with the dart gun. My favorite scene of all Jim Carrey's glorious career is from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 2. The Call to, what was it called? The Call of the Wild or something like that. He goes to Africa and he gets tranked. He gets shot up by like 13 blow darts, and it's hilarious. The guy's got such great physical comedy capabilities, man. What a great story. His life is amazing. I mean, I know he's off the rails crazy right now, but I respect it. He really went after it as a young man. Anyway, yes. That is, plus, I would say these are rival scenes. When he gets tranked by the blowguns, that's freaking funny. He's running through the jungle. He's like, there was like energy. I can't move my arms. Then he falls over in like this insanely uncomfortable position. It's very funny. The other one is when he's in an animatronic rhino or hippo. I think it's a rhino. And he's trying to observe, and the fan goes out, he loses energy, and he has to come out the butt, and there's a little tourist troop going by, and they're like, oh, it's giving birth. I mean, that was maybe, God, the funniest time I had in a movie theater in my entire life. I laughed so hard, I couldn't stop. And if that movie's ever on these days, I have to watch it to that scene. I can't cut it short. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I wonder if Jim Carrey did hot yoga to like loosen up. And I bet he does. He's definitely kind of a meditation guru, new age type of guy. I bet he's into yoga or some version of it. Just in the sense of maybe less the physical and more the spiritual aspects, which is the side of it that doesn't appeal to me. I'm a chill dude. I'm not, I'm open-minded to the possibilities. But I don't want to get all into the self-help aspects of yoga. It's not what I'm there for, man. I want a good hot yoga sweat, stretch. I want to limber up. I want to get out of breath. I want to feel like someone kicked me in the face when I leave the studio. But I don't need to get inspired to have confidence and gratitude for the world and all that. I just don't. I should be open to it. Maybe someday I'll be that way. But right now, I just want to work out, man. And I don't like cardio, but I feel like I get a decent cardio. It's not cardio, it's more like breath control at yoga. And so anytime I go on jogs now, I'm trying to ujjayi breathe while I'm jogging. That doesn't work so well. Oh, man. great way to start the day. Every time I leave hot yoga class, almost every time, I think to myself, what if I just committed to doing this every day? How much would my life improve? How much would my life extend? I don't know. It's a commitment though, man. Because it's like you gotta get up. For me, I can't just jump out of bed and go do hot yoga. I gotta get in the zone. I gotta usually be up at least an hour early, hit some coffee, drink some water, get in the mental state. I arrive to the studio early. I do some breathing exercises with the Meditate app or whatever it's called. What is it called? It's not meditate, it's something with an M though. Mindfulness. Hit up that mindfulness app on your iWatch. It's like, I don't know how to use my iWatch, frankly. It has way too many capabilities. I think someone said to me, there's more computing power in your iWatch than the Apollo missions to the moon. Okay, it sounds too good not to be true, so let's just roll with it. The mindfulness app, they didn't have that up on the Apollo 13. But somehow they made it back. What an extraordinary tale. Oh, man. Speaking of yoga every day, I'm contemplating, not a commitment, I'm contemplating the possibility of a yoga challenge. I think I saw this. I think my studio is doing it every day for the month of January. Now, I've done something like that before. It was probably 5-6 years ago at Down Dog Studio during February when they used to have a studio there in Clarendon. After COVID, it got shut down. Now they're just in Georgetown and I think like Silver Spring or something. So I can't get there as much. I really like the Down Dog Studio, but the parking challenge, it's off, right? So I now have core power, I got parking in the building, I'm all good to go. But I did like a 28-day challenge one Valentine. It was like a February thing, I think, back in the Dizay. Could I get the gumption to do it now? On the cusp of 50 years old. 30 days of yoga, or maybe is it 31? I think it's the whole month of January, 31 days. The problem is I'm out of town the last week of January. I'm going to Park City, Utah, Sundance. Yoo! Or I could keep up my practice. You got to know there's practice. There's got to be like the ratio of yoga studios per capita might be the highest in the planet Earth in Park City, Utah. That's a speculation, but I'm gonna guess. But is there hot yoga out there? Ooh, this is gonna be part of the hot yoga prom. I'm gonna have such a blast out there. First of all, listen to other episodes of Raff's Brain for the prelude to this, because it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna just record and talk to so many people, and I don't know, just have a great time learning about the industry. My friends at the Moving Picture Institute are sponsoring this. It's a really extraordinary experience. I can't wait. I'll be gone for about a week. So this is the whole reason I mention it is if I want to do a 31-day hot yoga challenge, I'll have to do some of those days away from the Core Power studio where I go and it doesn't count. Will they recognize? Do you think there's a Core Power studio in Park City, Utah? Woo! I don't know. I think they're on one level, yoga is very widely embraced there. I have a feeling. I could be wrong. I'm just guessing, speculating. On the other hand, I have a sense they might frown upon corporate entities. Like Core Power is all over the country. So I could go to any Core Power I'd like. Frankly, I should open a Core Power studio in Duck. Because then all the guests that come down might go there. Because they have a membership already. And then I don't know how that works. If you're visiting that studio, how do they compensate you? I just don't know how that works. I just know I have access to any Core Power studio any time of the year. It's kind of nice to know. I just haven't had the opportunity to really go to more than the ones that are in my hood. But if I'm ever out of town, like in Chicago, New York, LA, Houston. Does Houston have one? I don't know, man. I've never even been to Houston before. I heard Houston's wild. I heard Houston has a very underrated food scene. Like it might be properly rated. People probably recognize it, but not many people know about it. So it might be appreciated and rated properly, just not well publicized or well known. So let's not tell too many people about it. I just heard that, by the way. It's a rumor. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've never been there. I can't confirm or deny this. I'm just letting you know that there's a myth or a story. It might not be a myth. Myths are all fake, right? Or are some myths true? I think by definition a myth is a story or a tale that's exaggerated and untrue. Is that correct? I don't even know. I gotta look into this. Bottom line, I think I could, as I approach the entrance to Georgetown Sands condo, where I'll be for the next several days, here in the beautiful confines of Duck, North Carolina, let's take a moment to appreciate the potential, the possibility of a 31-day hot yoga challenge to kick off 2025. Do I have what it takes? What do you think? If you were a betting man, how much money would you put on or against Rob Raffety committing to and completing a 31 consecutive day hot yoga challenge to start off 2025? What's the betting line on that in Vegas? What are the bookmakers saying about that? This is very interesting. It's very intriguing. What if I bet against myself, or what if I bet on myself and I decide I'm going to do it? I don't know, man. What do you think? Let me know. Look at the show notes. There's a phone number in there. You could call and leave a message, or you could just hit me up, however you'd like. Drop a comment. Check me out on YouTube, Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, but I don't post a lot there. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done promoting this show. The point is, hot yoga was rocking. I kept up the practice. Even when I'm out of town, I got to maintain the hot yoga domination. I'll be getting at least 1 or 2 more sessions here in the Outer Banks. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Until next time, namaste, mofos. Yeah.